So in this video, we'll discuss about dynamic data masking in Snowflake. So dynamic data masking basically used in real-time projects where suppose you are working in a development environment, and in development environment if you are dealing with some type of PII data. Okay, so PII data means personally identified information. So such type of data are not supposed to get visible to you. Okay, or if you want, okay, this type of data is not should be visible in masked form, in the mask format, okay, to that user. So these type of things can be done by this dynamic data masking provided by Snowflake. Okay, now how you can implement it? Okay, if you see, first of all, let me log in to my Snowflake. Okay, okay, so so now after logging into my Snowflake, if you see here, my current user is Neeraj Snowflake. Okay, and I have logged into from which role? Account admin role. Okay, now as a account admin role, first of all, I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to create uh, one table. Okay, so let me create one table, and after creating the table, what I will do, I will insert these three columns in that table. Okay. Once we are done with this part, okay, now let me query the table. So I have queried my table. Now suppose I have created the table, inserted records, and queried the table. Now my requirement is that, okay, suppose a user who is having a role of analyst role, he or she supposed to see this mobile number column in the mask format. Okay, and any other user, okay, whenever they are logging, they are supposed to see those mask data in the, the data in that column in the unmasked format. Okay, so first of all, we are supposed to do, like, we have to create one role. Okay, after creating the role, what we have to do, we have to assign the privileges to see, select privilege on that table, grant privilege, and user privilege on that database schema, and also user privilege on that warehouse. Okay, once we are done with this part, let me first create that thing. Okay, so once we are done with this part, my next goal would be, let me create one another rule also. Okay, so the user who is having a privilege to this analyst role unmask, he or she is supposed to see unmasked data in the mobile number column. Okay, so okay, we are done with this thing. Okay, now let after that, what we as a user, what we are supposed to do, we have to create one masking policy. So masking policy is a simple DDL statement: create or replace masking policy, name of your masking policy. Okay, and input would be val means in any column name or anything you can provide. Okay, and return would be or string or varchar type. Now case, after that, what we can do, we can provide some case statement there when current role is analyst role. Okay, then suppose the user is having analyst role, so he or she is supposed to see mobile number in this format. Okay, and when current role is in analyst role unmasked, they are supposed to see as it is data. Okay, so let me create this thing. We are done with creation of masking policy. Then what we have to do, we have to assign this masking policy to that user, sorry, to that we have to apply this masking policy on any table, and inside that table to that column for which we are supposed to see masked data. So alter table name, modify column, for which column we are trying to mask it, customer mobile number, set masking policy, and the name of this masking policy I have to provide. Okay, so we are done with the creation of a masking policy. Okay, now what then last step is, we have to provide that role what we have created to that user. Okay, so I have already created one user here. The name of that user is analyst user. Okay, now what I am doing here, I am providing this analyst role to this my analyst user. Okay, as similarly I'm providing both role to that user. Okay. Okay, I'm providing both role. Okay, so what will happen whenever this user is logging with this analyst role? Okay, so he or she will see masked data, and when they are logging with this analyst role unmasked, they will see unmasked data. Okay, let me log into that user. I have already logged into that user. Anyhow, I think I need to refresh this. Okay, uh, so let me log into that user first. Okay. So the login ID is this one, and the password is this one. Okay. So we have logged into this user. Okay. So let me open one SQL worksheet. Okay. I have logged in. So by default, this public role is present here. Okay. So what we will do, we will try to that user will first click on this analyst role. Okay. And for I we have analyst role. What we need? We need one warehouse also. Okay, because we have already provided privilege of that warehouse to that role. One more thing, in Snowflake we are not providing any privileges to any user, we are providing privileges to role, and that role is getting assigned to that user. Okay, I hope you are clear with this now. So we have logged in with that user, and we have used that warehouse. Now after that we have to select this database. Why this user is supposed to see this database? Because we have already privileged provided this users privilege on this database and this schema. Okay, now let me query this table. Okay, you see here they are able to see this mask data. Okay, if suppose like I don't want to see, I want to show this as a 899. Okay, let me try to the see in this way. Was already because why it is not working? Because it is already associated with one another entity. So generally what we have to supposed to do, we have to first remove that masking, unset this masking policy, then only we can change. Okay, but right now we have already created this. Okay, now let us change to that user to unmask role. Okay, now if they are trying to see, you will see this user with analyst role unmasked, they are able to see the data. Okay, now we have done with, we have tried to provide this privilege to another user. Okay, but right now I have been logged into my this user interface via Neeraj Snowflake user. Okay, so what I will do now, let me, if you will see, i I think I'm not able to see those roles because I don't have access to that role right now. So let me provide the access to those role first. It is showing user does not exist. Let me check. I think, okay. So you will see I am providing this privilege to this analyst analyst role to this nearest Snowflake user. Okay. So let me refresh this. Okay, you will see I have been got privileged with this analyst role. Okay, now when I will try to this query this table, what will happen to me? It would be visible as masked. Okay, now suppose, but I don't have privilege to this unmasked rule. Okay, so let me provide privilege to this unmask also. Insufficient privilege. Why it is so insufficient privilege? Because right now I have been logged into this analyst role, and everything has been created by this account admin role. Okay, so now let me run this part. Okay, now you will see right now I'm not able to see the analyst role unmask. Why? Let me refresh this link first. No, it should be visible to me. Analyst role unmask. Okay, now I have logged in with this analyst role unmask. What will happen? I will be able to see this unmask data. Okay, so this is the very simple thing which we have discussed so far. This is called dynamic data masking. Okay, so in next video what I will do, I will try to explain you about tag based dynamic data masking policy. Here we have just discussed about simple masking policy. In next video I will try to get a video on tag based masking policy. Okay, I hope you like this video. Okay, and if you want more information from this video, you can just ping me in my comment box so that I will try to respond the same. Okay, this is the simple script to get the masking policy.